Good morning to you, and a lovely morning it's going to be yet again. Much of the UK will be bathed in sunny skies.
Let's find out how the skies are looking here. Not great according to Kirsty in those pictures. What, they were taken last night, Kirsty?
Yeah, that was taken last night in Wallingford in Oxfordshire. Around about 10 o'clock we had some very dramatic thunderstorms that worked their way right up across England and Wales last night. And in fact, quite a lot of rain coming out of those thunderstorms. And Pershore in Worcestershire, 58 millimetres. That's a good couple of inches of rain falling in just a few hours. Tomorrow night is going to be much colder than tonight. We are looking at overnight lows of 2 Celsius, so a clear and frosty night once we clear away the rain that's there earlier in the day. The start of Thursday then looks like being a fairly bright but cold one, so a dry day on Thursday for many with some sunny spells. Just a chance of a few showers, especially up towards Gloucestershire and Wiltshire, say, and the top temperature around 8 or 9 degrees.
This is what we wanted all summer. Finally we're getting in autumn, a dry and sunny morning and a dry and sunny weekend.
So what next for the banking system? Kirsty McCabe has no more idea than the rest of us, but she does know about the sun. Kirsty.
I do, and I think it's really promising today, Andrew. You may not believe me at the moment, because for many of us it's rather gloomy first thing, but it's getting brighter. This, for example, is Southampton not that long ago. Quite dense fog patches around, southern England in particular. Clouds spilling in across the northwest of the country today. Elsewhere, though, not too much. Now, the thicker cloud through Wales, the Midlands, Lincolnshire, that was the remnants of yesterday's cloud band that brought some rain with it. Drier, though, today, and the cloud breaking up all the time. The mist and fog eventually clearing through. So by the afternoon, 21, sunshine in London, light winds. That will feel very nice indeed. Now, the wind's very much a feature. We are worried about gusts of around, say, 60 to 70 miles per hour. Mainly an issue, I'd say, though, for the far northwest, the far north of Scotland.
Most people will have actually been in the jet stream, which is very exciting. If you're flying to America, it's a bit of a round trip, quite often up through Iceland and back down, so that you avoid getting this horrendous headwind, because the jet stream, as we know, travels extremely fast. But on the way back, if the pilot can get the plane into the jet stream, then you can get home very, very quickly. So the difference in journeys can be quite substantial.
The Met Office relays its predictions on a daily basis to forecasters like Kirsty McCabe at the BBC Weather Centre.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. It's certainly been a really cloudy start to the day for many of us.
As a meteorologist, she's well aware of the importance of the jet stream, and it's her job to translate the forecast into simple English.
OK, what we've got here behind me is the typical pattern of the jet stream during the summer. Now, for the UK, what we'd expect is the jet stream to be going just to the north of us, and that would steer any low pressures up towards, say, Iceland, Scandinavia, and we would get much better weather in the summer. It certainly wasn't the case in summer 2007. Now, you can see quite clearly the difference in the jet stream position here. It's moving much further south before it heads north again, and that means all the low pressures that formed out in the Atlantic got steered along in the flow right up and towards the UK, and we got hit by low pressure after low pressure, and as you know, that brought with it wind and rain, and we saw a horrendous amount of rain in summer 2007. It is, of course, the middle of October, and the weather is distinctly autumnal. In fact, we have a Met Office weather watch out for some heavy rain as we head through the rest of the day across western parts of Scotland in particular. It's all tied in with this area of low pressure that's been moving towards the UK. The white lines, the isobars, very close together, and that means very strong winds, especially across the north of the country. And as you can see, also quite a lot of cloud coming in with that low pressure. Tonight, we keep the winds going, especially in the north of the country. It's worth noting that by the time we get to the early hours of tomorrow morning, very strong winds for central Scotland could be an issue for the morning rush hour, especially for the Erskine and the Forth Road bridges, for example.
She's determined you look at her, not behind her, which is why you've come dressed to distract us from the poor weather this morning, Kirsty.
Thank you, Susanna. Hopefully it's working, because it really is not nice out there today. It's a bit cold but dry in the south and east. Further north and west, the rain's coming in. So that's why you don't want to look behind me, because compared to last weekend, which was gorgeous, this weekend is not so good. Now, we have got a rather cool, cloudy and wet picture over the next few days for Hong Kong. Somewhat brighter, though, for the Japanese islands. And it looks as though we've got more rain to talk about across North America. Wet weather moving from the plains towards the Midwest. But ahead of it, for New York, for example, warm in that sunshine. Very pleasant conditions indeed if you're looking at the changing colour of the leaves. A quick look at Autumn Watch. And of course, for most of us, the first real sign that autumn is here are the leaves changing colour. And as you can see, we've already had some widespread sightings of oak leaf tinting right across the UK.
Kirsty, cheer us up in some way with the weather, although I doubt it somehow.
I can cheer you up a little bit, Noel, if you head north to Scotland, Northern Ireland, Northern England. You've got sunshine today, so that's good. Of course, not all of us waking up to the sun this morning. In fact, for many, the Met Office has a severe weather warning in force. Heavy rain, that's the story across much of England and Wales. We do still have a pesky weather front around. It's sitting draped across northern England and Wales as we head into Saturday. Still breezy in the north, but the high pressure across Europe is starting to extend over the UK, and that does mean the weather fronts lose their energy, so the rain really starts to fizzle out as we head through Saturday. So it's more cloudy with the odd spot of rain for parts of the Midlands and Wales, say. And again, to the southeast and to the northwest, for many of us, it's looking dry and bright. We'll stick to the positives for today's forecast. There is, of course, some cloud around, that's always the way, and it's all tied in with this main band of cloud that's straddling the UK and a second batch up to the northwest of Scotland. But if we jump over the cloud for now into Northern Ireland, here we're having a very pleasant day, bright and breezy, very small chance of a shower. So for most of us today it's looking pretty good, some sunny spells to come. Go and enjoy it. In the meantime, goodbye from breakfast.